Good morning, it's the next day. You say hi. Good morning, vlog. I've not vlogged for weeks, you say. I've not been in them for a long time. Hey, girl. Oh my god, I was totally going to vlog more yesterday. We went to a summer party in the village where the girls live. And it was wonderful and we had a fantastic time, but it was just too chaotic to film, really. There were people everywhere, there was so much noise. And sometimes it's very nice to put my camera away and simply be in the moment and experience things together with my girls. So I did not film anything. And by the time we got home, we were shattered. We were so tired. So we basically, all four of us, my mum, me, Elin and Alice, we basically just sat down and kind of went, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then eventually we made some dinner. Very simple dinner, grilled cheese, because we had eaten ice cream and brownies and donuts, and we just needed something a little bit more savoury, vaguely more solid. Alice was too tired to eat. She was so tired. She was also very, very smug because she didn't want to eat the grilled cheese. And I asked her if she wanted to eat anything, and she went, "Can I have some sweeties?" And I went, "No, darling, you can't. You've had sugar the whole day. You need something savoury because you've been warm, you've been running around." And eventually I just gave her a packet of crisps. And she went, "Are you letting me have crisps for dinner?" Tonight, darling, I am, yes. Tonight I'm letting you have crisps for dinner. I mean, she'd eaten 2 donuts, half a brownie with soft ice cream, basically at dinner time. So it's not like she hadn't eaten, she just hadn't eaten sensible food. And no, crisps aren't sensible food either, but yeah, I just figured salt. Sometimes we need salt. Elin, however, does not eat brownies or donuts. That's not really an issue for her. She had sausage, omelette, potato, carrot and broccoli blended with high-calorie fortini. So you had a very sensible dinner, didn't you? Yeah. I had grilled cheese and salad, so I had a sensible-ish dinner as well. And then I had 2 very overtired girls who had both been just overstimulated, sensory overload to the max for hours. I had those 2 girls to put to bed, and that took a while, didn't it? It took a long time to get you and your sister to sleep. And there are times when Alice absolutely makes my heart burst with pride, and last night was one of those times. I'd put Elin to bed. Alice stayed downstairs with Granny, so Elin's been sleeping in Alice's room because Alice sleeps in my room. Where do I sleep? Who cares for the carer? I sleep in my room as well, obviously. And Granny sleeps in Elin's room right now. You know, there's a circle, musical beds. Yeah. Anyway, I'd put Elin to bed. She was drifting off, not completely asleep, but she was drifting off. She had her music on, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to get Alice, because Alice was sitting in the living room with Granny. And as I did, Elin kind of went, "No one's here with me, I'm not being cuddled, this is not okay." And Alice goes, "Elin, your sister's coming, just a minute, just getting the last few bits and pieces I need, and then I'm coming to you." Walks upstairs when she has her stuff, crawls into bed with Elin and goes, "Your sister's here." Oh my god. And then Alice did not want to go to bed until she had helped Elin go to sleep. Not ideal, but what can you do? So one thing I very often do when I have both girls is that I sit next to Elin and have an arm around her, and I've got an arm around Alice, and we're sort of in a big snuggly bundle of cuddles. So I did this on a single bed. It was not the most comfortable position, but somehow we all managed to fit in, just about. And Alice fell asleep. I quickly put her in my bed, and then I went back and I managed to settle Elin. Elin then woke up at 2 screaming, and I gave her some painkillers, and it took me an hour to resettle her. And then she woke up at 5:30 screaming, so we've been up for a while. It's now 6:30. We've been up for a while. She's had more painkillers. I'm slowly giving her a bit of breakfast now. She is retching and refluxing because she does. And we are sitting out here because both Granny and Alice are still fast asleep. And I love sitting out here in the morning with my coffee. And actually I could kind of do with another cup of coffee while I'm out here. This is my oasis, my calm space. I know you can't see it because of the way the camera's pointing, but right behind the camera, if I look this way, I have this just massive amount of growth. I have pumpkin, I have courgette, I have tomato plants, cauliflower plants, and broccoli plants. Okay, I won't give you any cauliflower, jeez girl. And lemon balm and mint and oregano, and potatoes. There's leaves everywhere. It is so beautiful. I even have a trail of morning glory that I have left because the way it's trailing is just stunning. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I do. So this is my oasis, and I have to say that when we came home last night, after all of those people and all of those noises, and I came home and I said to Mum, I'm just gonna go, bless you, I'm just gonna go and sit outside for 5 minutes, because Alice was watching the tablet, Elin was listening to music, my mum was cooking, everything was calm, and I went and sat here and I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. Okay, so where are we at now? July the 3rd, and this is a Sunday morning, 5.5 weeks after Elin's operation. So we were told that her recovery time would be a minimum of 6 weeks, but also that they only expected us to be in hospital for like a week and a half. I know, it's still funny. So in case you have missed all the hospital vlogs, then please go back and look at them, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on those kinds of series of vlogs when like Elin's needs really pick up like they do when she's in hospital. Yeah, so she had the operation 5.5 weeks ago, and we spent 3 weeks exactly in hospital, didn't we? We did. And for 2.5 weeks of those she was very ill. Okay, maybe the last half week she wasn't very ill, she was just a bit poorly. But she was still running a temperature 3 days before we were discharged. And then what Elin always does, which I knew, was she gives us a lot of difficulties with her recovery, and she's ill and there's lots of things to deal with, and then she's better, and when she's better she's like, right, I'm good. So it goes so fast once she starts recovering. Yes, so after 3 weeks she came home and she went to Dad's, and you know what? She's been in school this week. So we're not even 6 weeks on and she has already been in school. He started taking her into school for half days at the beginning of this week, and that went really well, and the last couple of school days she's been in full days. So she is already coping with being in school after her hip surgery. She's just so amazing. Her sleep is bad, according to Dad. I mean, yeah, she woke up once last night and early in the morning. I've seen her significantly worse than that. I attribute her waking up screaming with her being in pain. I don't know if she's in pain, but I attribute it to being in pain, and I give her painkillers, and that seems to settle her, which I take as a proof that I'm right in thinking she's in pain. How am I doing, Elin? Do I guess your pain signals right? Do I? Huh? But right now, I mean, look at her. She's sitting in her wheelchair, she's looking around, she's smiling, she's listening. Right now she doesn't seem to be in pain. Yes, I've given her paracetamol, maybe that's why, but like, she spends a lot of time in her wheelchair, seeming perfectly comfortable. She was in her chair for hours yesterday walking around at this summer fest. Summer feast, summer fun fair, summer whatever it is. There were various, like, fairground rides and bouncy castles and throw a ball, hit the target, win a prize kind of thing. There was some wrestling. I know, that was hilarious. You found that hilarious. I was in bits. You know, the fake wrestling kind of thing. Alice ran around a bouncy castle course for ages. We obviously had all the lovely, yummy, completely sugary stuff. We met lots of friends. So many of our friends were out and about there. And Elin coped. She coped so well. And today she's with me. We have no plans for today at all. If the weather continues this gorgeous as it is right now, we definitely need to get out and about. I should try and find my voice again. I have a voice somewhere. I know I do. Another night at mine, and then early tomorrow morning Dad is coming to pick her up again because she's got an appointment back at Royal National Orthopaedic Hospital. And that appointment is early in the morning, so he's got to leave very early. But then, you know, if she's going to be up at 5:30, that's not going to be a problem. I wanted to give myself a sleep in this morning, and I suppose I did get about an hour's sleep in from where I usually get up. I know I'm crazy getting up at 4:30, but that's the circadian rhythm. That's the word. That's the circadian rhythm my body has settled into, and I love it. It does mean that come 7 p.m, I'm just tired and can't really function, and I go to bed with my girls. But hey, it works for me. I prefer early mornings to late nights. Getting Elin to Alice's bedroom means carrying Elin myself up the stairs because my house is not adapted. There are no sort of proper hoists in there. I have a portable hoist, but that doesn't go in the stairs, right? So I scoop her out of the wheelchair and I carry her up, and I can still do that. She is quite heavy, but she's not heavier than what I can manage. And also, I'm really happy that me having guests staying in my front room doesn't mean that Elin can't be here. Because that would be awful for me not to be able to have my own daughter in my own house because I have guests. And I really want Elin to see her grandma and her granddad when he arrives as well. He's coming the last week. My mum is here. And we can just be like big 3-generation family for a bit. And then they go home and I go, okay, good, he's mine now. He's back to mine. And my mum is cooking and she's washing up and she's doing a little bit of tidying so that things don't kind of flow over and create chaos, because that is very easy to happen around my kids and me. I mean, there's so much stuff with Elin. Where do you put all the medicines? In my tiny little kitchen that has got absolutely no storage space, right? I actually do want to get like a storage container to put her medicines in when she's with me, just so they don't spill out all over the kitchen counter, but rather just stays a little bit controlled. It's amazing what a little storage box does for just keeping things tidy, isn't it? And with my mum sorting all of that stuff out, that just makes my life so much easier. Particularly, you know, the footage from yesterday when we arrived at mine and Elin decided she was going to have an absolute hissy fit at me and scream. And she needed cuddles, she needed help just winding down again because she was so wound up. And it was lunchtime. We needed to eat lunch. And when it's just me, then I'm like, do I leave my child screaming or do I go and make lunch? Those are my two options. Well, no, hang on. Do I leave my child screaming while I go and make lunch? Or do I hold my child and calm her down and then go and make lunch? Those are my two options. And it's not like Elin needs a kiss and a hug and then we're good. We're talking half an hour of screaming. So, you know, for many other people it would be maybe a few minutes of calming their child down, and then they can go and make lunch, and that wouldn't actually matter. But because Elin doesn't know how to get out of that state by herself, it's not easy. And I could just sit there on the sofa, hold Elin, be with, have Alice next to me, and kind of an arm around Alice as well at times. And lunch still happened. And the washing up still happened. And I'm so grateful. Like I keep saying to my mum, now you're moving in. Also, more importantly, because Alice has not stopped eating. I've never seen Alice eat this much. I swear she's going to have grown 10 centimeters in the month that Granny is here. She's just eating and 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 eating, isn't she? Adult-sized portions and everything. Last night aside, but you know, we don't count that. Right, I'm gonna go and make myself a second cup of coffee, and then we're gonna chill out the rest of this morning. Thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye.